Then the Lord went on to say, it's going to get more intense. It means his love. Those that come to Lighthouse will really feel my love like none other. That's why the enemy is raging. He doesn't want people to feel my love. When they really feel it, they will be set free. Some have been crying out for this for years. You will see people cry and cry as they feel my love at Lighthouse. Get ready, some will cry rivers of tears, but when they are done, they will be set free totally and completely. Oh, how I love my children, and I want them to know that. And let me just finish what he said. I just have an intense love for my children. I paid a terrible price for it, and I want them to know it. And I just want to say, when the Father was telling me this, I felt such an intensity as he spoke this. And I also saw a vision when I was praying of two witches dressed in black, stirring long sticks in a boiling cauldron. And I took that vision and the blood sacrifices the Father told me to the courtroom for prayer. So, and I just want to say, I don't know what's going on in this neighborhood here. I just beware. One of our neighbors, and I just found this out, Pastor Barbara, one of our neighbors across the street on North Railroad called me out and said to me that somebody's been kicking my tire and spitting on my car. So the Lord's been having me anoint my tires every time I go out and anoint my feet. So if he's leading you to do that or to do something else, just know he's trying all tactics, is like the Lord said.
I just wanted you to be aware of the fact that that's why what happened this morning happened. The enemy's really upset, and he's really working really hard trying to destroy this ministry before we go into a new building. Now, as she was speaking, if this building is cursed, it gets plenty of prayer and plenty of oil on it, so the enemy can't do what he's trying to do. But I just want you to be aware of this, that when you just need to keep yourself covered in the blood. Just keep yourself covered in the blood, and understand that God is in control of all things. All right, this is what the word that God gave me for tonight. In this dispensation of time, much will transpire. My children will dance and rejoice in a new song. I am bringing forth new songs of adoration to my Son Jesus. My people will embrace Jesus to their bosoms and never allow the enemy to steal this love affair of total unity. All the disgrace from the past will evaporate and never be seen again. My true worshippers are coming to my footstool and embracing the reality of truth, the truth that sets the captives free. These mighty warriors will go forth and bring the harvest in. They will no longer linger around the cesspool of lethargy, as some are doing this very hour. He's talking about the new people he's going to be bringing into the houses of God. Salvations, along with the abundance of my miracles, will be seen as the salvations pour in. Miracles of divine proportions will be witnessed. The addicts will instantly be free from the addictions that have tried to hold them in bondage these many years. And see, if people would just come into the house of God and sit still, whenever the enemy starts harassing you, if you just sit still, then God would set you free. But he can't set you free if you're going to jump up and run. You have to sit still and allow God to fight the battle for you. God went on to say, you will see the streets cleared of the mass destruction of addictions of all kinds. The hour I have been speaking about is now coming to pass. My people who have been starved of heavenly revelation will now eat to the overflowing goodness of the heavenly realm and carry it to the nations. No longer will they depend on flesh to satisfy, for they will now know that only the blood redeems. You are getting ready to witness one of the greatest revivals of miracles that the church has ever seen. The streets will be overflowing with a miraculous light. The darkness will dim and not entirely disappear, but it will dim, and all those marked for my kingdom will be secure in my loving arms. The angelic hosts are excited and busily at work to accompany the saints in this fight for souls. The new sheep will be many. I am raising up spirit-filled shepherds to minister to the multitudes. This time my word will not be separated and divided, but the entire truth of my word will be taught. A brand new set of spiritual values is coming upon the horizon, and the people will want holiness rather than darkness. I thought that was a neat statement there. A brand new set of spiritual values is coming upon the horizon, and the people will want holiness rather than darkness. This entire scenario that stands before you is a preparation of the second coming of my Son Jesus. He is coming for a holy bride, one without spot nor wrinkle. Do your garments need to be washed this day? And as God was baptized in each one of us, that I think that's what he was doing. Cleansing us from inside out, washing our garments so that we would be holy. Then he says, are you ready for the call of the bridegroom? Have you been purifying yourself for the spotless Lamb? The days of awe have fallen upon my body. The days of full circle miracles are here this day, and I am answering the prayers for healing. Can you believe? Can you reach out and touch the hem of my garment as I pass by this day? Trust and believe. That is the only way out in this hour. I don't know about you, but I know one thing. We serve a loving, caring Father. He's been trying to get this church to walk in the agape love of Christ. He has done everything he can do, and I just heard him say, if you will untie my hands, I will bring my love to you. But if you keep my hands tied, you will walk in darkness. So if there's people in here tonight where you don't know how to love, you don't even care to learn how to love, or you just have tied up your heart to the point it's so hardened that God can't get to it, and you want him to really work on your heart, then you have to cry out to him and say, Father, give me a new heart. A heart that can love through my pain. A heart that doesn't care what other people say or do, but a heart that just wants to please you. Tonight, God is doing a new thing in this church. We are no longer the old lighthouse. We are a brand new lighthouse. Fully aware of what Christ did on this time in history over 2,000 years ago. If you think about it, it's a long time, over 2,000 years. And a lot has transpired in those 2,000 years. Church has changed constantly over those 2,000 years. But I'm just hearing God say, but right now that the church is on the cutting edge. And it's up to each individual in the churches whether or not they stay on the cutting edge or they fall back into the old precept of what they've just come out of. And God is saying, I want each one of you tonight, right now, to sit there and evaluate yourself. Evaluate yourself. Where are you at with God? And what do you truly stand on and believe in? Are you standing on his promises and you believe his word? Or are you standing on what you see and hear around about you in the world and you are not about to change? There is a mighty outpouring of my spirit coming upon this land. And I have foreordained this church to be part of that outpouring. I would desire that each one of you sitting in here are part of that outpouring. But it's up to you what you do with what I've already taught you and done through you and for you. I have been raising up mighty warriors for this end time hour. Did you make the grade? Or did you fail somewhere along the way and just stop and give up? And God is saying, each one of you in here, you know your own heart. You can fool those around about you, but God also knows your heart. He knows it to the very depth and the very core. He just doesn't know the surface part of your heart. He knows your whole heart. God did this tonight wants your whole heart. He doesn't want part of you. He doesn't want the old heart. He wants this brand new heart that he has been imparting on you during this Easter season. Are you ready to receive everything that God has for you? Are you really ready to receive the heart of Christ that he wants to pour deep within your bosom? We know it's been a long, hard battle to get to this day. We know that. And we know that we had to fight every devil in hell to get where we're at tonight. But God said, you're well-seasoned warriors. And you've learned how to fight through all the trials and tribulations. And he's telling you tonight that you won't give up. If you move forward, you will not give up. But if you stop tonight, then you're finished. And God wants each one of you to know that he has poured all of heaven into you. And there's nothing else to pour. So tonight he's calling you out of the world into his marvelous light. And he wants you to be resurrected from death to life. And he wants to do that right now. If there's anybody in here that wants that deep, deep, deep love in your heart, the love of Christ in your heart, the altar's open right now. And some of you are walking in deception. Don't allow deception to have its way in your life. Just come to God as you are and allow God to change you the way he wants you to be changed.